Okay, good morning. So let's get started. Slight delay is due to some technical reason. So we are talking about the Mughal administration. Mughal administration, and we started talking about the Mansabdari system. Mansabdari system. So we have seen the relation between Jat and Sabar. And then we talked about that Jat rank is most important. Jat rank is always must. Always must. And Sabar rank for military personals. It is must for military personals. So Jat, Sabar, these two rank. So we call all of them are Mansabdar. Mansabdar with Jat and Sabar rank. So Jat rank from 10 to 250 Jat rank, there was a separate word called Mansabdar, right? So Mansabdar word used for 10 to 250 rank. And 250 to 500 Jat rank we called Amir. And 500 above we call Amir ul Umda. Amir ul Umda. So first, second and third. Mansabdar, Amir, Amirul Umda. But in general language, we call all of them Mansabdar. But there are separate words for the different position. Suppose a Jat rank is 10 to 250, then it is called Mansabdar. 250 to 500, this is called Amir. And 500 above Jat rank, they were called Amirul Umda. But in normal conversation, we call all of them Mansabdar. So Jat rank is a very important thing. So in practices, Jat rank, Sabar rank would not exceed Jat rank. Would never exceed Jat rank. So maximum configuration is 5000 by 5000. Maximum configuration is 5000 by 5000. So Sabar rank can never exceed Jat rank. Sabar rank can never exceed Jat rank. In order to make the importance of Jat rank is very important. So Sabar rank can never exceed Jat rank. So this arrangement was made in the Mansabdari system. This arrangement was made in Mansabdari system. By the time of Jahangir, he introduced a new concept in Mansabdari system, Singh Aspa Du Aspa. New concept in Mansabdari system, Singh Aspa Du Aspa. Singh Aspa Du Aspa, or the Du Aspa Singh Aspa, that means double. That means double. Singh Aspa Du Aspa means double. Jahangir introduced. Singh Aspa Du Aspa. That means double. Jahangir. Means those Mansabdar who get this title, they had double horses or horsemen. Like suppose you have a 5,000 by 5,000 and you got the title of Singh Aspa Du Aspa, then you have to maintain additional 5,000 horsemen. Double. Additional 5,000 horsemen. That is double. So normally we don't say 5,000 by 10,000 because Sabar rank will exceed. So we call 5,000 by 5,000 Singh Aspa Du Aspa. That means it's implied that there is additional 5,000 horses. Additional 5,000 horses. So Jahangir introduced this concept that is called Singh Aspa and Du Aspa. So once Jat rank was not increased, means salary was not increased. Simply, if Jat rank is remained unchanged, means salary was not increased. So obviously, what will be the result? That without putting burden on the state, military strength was doubled. Obviously, there was a separate allotment for the Sabar, that was other than the salary. So, if Jat rank was not increased, obviously the military its strength is double. Military strength is double. Military strength is double without putting burden on the public money, because Jat rank not changed means salary was not increased. But Mansabdar also ready to accept this challenge because number of horses or horsemen was the status symbol. So they were getting extra allowances for these extra horses, but the salary was not double. So Singh Aspa Du Aspa. Jahangir introduced this concept that's called Singh Aspa Du Aspa. Aurangzeb. During the time of Aurangzeb, there was a maximum number of Mansabdar. Maximum number of Mansabdar was during the time of Aurangzeb. in which maximum number of Hindu Mansabdar also from Aurangzeb. So maximum number of Mansabdar and maximum number of Hindu Mansabdar both. Among the Hindu Mansabdar, 3/4 Mansabdar was Maratha. So among the Hindu Mansabdar, 3/4 was Maratha. So Maratha replaced Rajput. In Mansabdari system. Maratha replaced Rajput in Mansabdari system. Aurangzeb introduced large number of Maratha in the Mansabdari system, so Rajput was gradually replaced. Aurangzeb was more interested in putting Maratha rather than Rajput. So Rajput was gradually replaced by Maratha. Maratha replaced Rajput. Rajput was introduced in the Mansabdari system by Akbar. Akbar introduced Rajput in the Mansabdari system. Maratha and Afghan both were introduced in the Mansabdari system by Jahangir. First time they got Mansabdari during the time of Jahangir. So Maratha and Afghan was introduced in the Mansabdari system by Jahangir. Salary of Mansabdar. Salary of Mansabdar. Those Mansabdar who get salary in cash, they were called Nakdi. Those Mansabdar who got salary in Jagir, Jagir means land revenue, not land revenue. They were called Jagirdar. Land revenue. So what is difference between Ikta and Jagir? Ikta is allotment of land and Jagir is allotment of land revenue. So what is difference between Ikta and Jagir? Ikta, it is allotment of land, and Jagir, allotment of land revenue. Land. This is how the Jagir versus Ikta. Jagir versus Ekta. Jagir versus Ekta. So final word is that, listen the sentence carefully. All Jagirdars are Mansabdar. But all Mansabdars are not Jagirdar because some Mansabdar get salary in cash. All Mansabdar, all Jagirdars are Mansabdar. But all Mansabdars are not Jagirdar because some Mansabdar get salary in cash. So what is difference between Mansabdar and Jagirdar? Jagirdar, those who get Jagir. Those Mansabdar get Jagir is called Jagirdar. Jagir means the payment in land revenue. So all Mansabdar, they wanted to become Jagirdar. All Mansabdar, they wanted to become Jagirdar. So Mansabdars were the modern civil servants. Maratha is not Rajput. Four types of Rajput which we studied before. They are Parmar, Pratihar, Rajput and Chauhan. Maratha is a different race and Rajput is a caste. So military administration. So it was perfected by Akbar. The Mansabdar were the civil servants selected on merit. They discharged civil. The Mansabdars were the civil servants selected on merit. They discharged civil, military and judicial function on behalf of the state. On behalf of the state. Emperor and were given lands called Jagir. So they discharged civil, military and judicial. They all get Mansabdari. Civil, military and judicial. Akbar was ultimate authority to decide, highest Mansabdar. So it was known as patrimonial bureaucratic model. Patrimonial bureaucratic model. That Akbar is like father of all the Mansabdar. So it is known as patrimonial bureaucratic model. Patrimonial bureaucratic model. There was promotion and demotion of Mansabdar. Promotion and demotion of Mansabdar. Depending on the performance. All Mansabdars wanted to become Jagirdar. All Mansabdars wanted to become Jagirdar. So depending on the merit means they are efficient understood by Akbar to discharge the civil, military and judicial functions. The merit is not competition, but it is personal choice of Akbar. So Akbar is the examiner, Akbar is a evaluator, Akbar is a judge. So therefore this merit was basically on the basis of performance. If Akbar is convinced, then obviously a Mansabdar will become very powerful. So who will decide Mansabdar becoming Jagirdar? That was also decided by Akbar. That is also decided by Akbar. Also decided by Akbar. Okay, so therefore state and emperor were then given son to the Jagir. So that was also decided by Akbar. So, and there are some officers. Mir Atis was in charge of artillery. Mir Bahri in charge of the navy. Mir Askan was in charge of military court, military offences. If so, this is a military administration of the time of Akbar. The Department of Judiciary, Judicial Administration. So Department of Judiciary was called Qaji ul Qajat. Qaji ul Qajat. It was headed by Chief Justice Sadru Sudur. Headed by Chief Justice Sadr Sudur. He disposed the justice on behalf of the king. Means ultimate judiciary head is Akbar, the king of the Mughal Empire. So in behalf of king he disposed the justice. There was a separate court for the civil and the criminal cases. Separate court for the civil and criminal cases. Dharmasala, the rest house for the beggars, was set up in the different parts of the empire. So during the time of Akbar, Wazir was the prime minister. PM. Wazir can take part in any type of administrative interference, whether it is a general or the revenue. Then there was Diwan-e Risalat. Diwan-e Risalat. It was a foreign ministry. Diwan-e Risalat in the Delhi Sultanate time was cultural department. So Diwan-e Risalat, foreign ministry. Qazi ul Qajat, judicial head, and Chief Justice was known as Sadru Sudur. Sadru Sudur was known as Chief Justice. Sadr was Sudur, known as Chief Justice. Chief Justice. Diwan-e Insa. It was for the royal correspondence. Royal correspondence, Diwan-e Insa. It was for the royal correspondence. Diwan-e Insa was for royal correspondence. So these are the important factor of the Mughal administration. Important factor of the Mughal administration. We will deal art and culture separately. We should move to the regional states. Regional states between 750 to some of the important regional states between 750 to 1200. Some of the important regional states between 750 to 1200. Like Parmar. Some important fact file of Parmar. So among the Rajput, Parmars ruled southern Malwa with the capital city at Dhar. So Parmar ruled southern Malwa with the capital city at Dhar. Dhar is in Madhya Pradesh. So some regional dynasties of the 750 to 1200, small dynasties. They ruled southern Malwa. Dhar. Upendra was the founder of this dynasty. As per concept of Agni Kula Rajput, out of the 4 Agni Kul Rajput, Parmar was one of them. So Upendra was the founder of this dynasty. The greatest dynasty of the Parmar was, the greatest ruler of Parmar was Bhojraj. Bhoj. Famous Parmar ruler Bhoj. Bhojraj was the greatest of the Parmar. who wrote the famous Samrang Sutradhar, and another book Ayurved Sarvasva. So Samrang Sutradhar, it deals with an architecture. And Ayurved Sarvasva, it's everything related to Ayurveda. So Upendra was the founder of the dynasty. Greatest ruler of this dynasty. So one important fact you add here in the Parmar dynasty, Bhojraj. Bhojraj, he was having a statue of Bak Devi. A statue of Bak Devi. Bak Devi, this is equivalent to Saraswati. A statue of Bak Devi. So today even the Gyanpith Award. So Gyanpith Award presented with the statue of, those who win the Gyanpith Award, they presented with the statue of Bak Devi. So Bhojraj was having the statue of Bak Devi. So today in the Gyanpith Award, the statue of Bak Devi was presented. So Gyanpith Award, we all get the Bak Devi. This statue we have from Bak Devi is goddess Saraswati. So this statue was held by Bhojraj. Parmar. So two books written by Parmar, Samrang Sutradhar and Ayurved Sarvasva. Ayurved Sarvasva. So one deal with architecture and other deal with the Ayurveda. During his time, Dhar became the great center of culture. Dhar became the great center of culture and literature. Great center of culture and literature. Chandera dynasty is another Rajput, but in the non-firebrand category, Chandelas. So they ruled Bundelkhand with the capital city at Khajuraho. So Khajuraho was the capital city. This dynasty is also known as Jejak Bhukti. Jejak Bhukti because They worship a family deity Jezak. The forest tribe with their family deity as Jejak. So it's known as Jejak Bhukti. So they are the family deity as Jejak. So Chandilaj was also known as Jejak Bhukti. Vidyadhar was one of the greatest of all Indian kings. Greatest of all Indian kings. Vidyadhar successfully resisted the invasion of Mahmud Ghazni. Mahmud Ghazni invaded over Kalinjar fort in 1018. After Somnath invasion also, Mahmud Ghazni continued the invasion. 17 times invaded, though 15th time was at Somnath and 16th and 17th directed against the Kalinjar fort. Chandelas were known for beautiful temples in Khajuraho and Mahotsav Nagar. That Khajuraho temple was known for the beautiful sculpture based on Badshah and Kam Sutras. So we have found the temples of Chandelas at Khajuraho and Mahotsav Nagar. This question was asked in prelims that Jejak Bhukti, basically they were the Chandelas. They were basically Chandelas. Jejak Bhukti of Chandelas. Solankis, they ruled Gujarat. Some of the facts of Solanki is very important. They ruled Gujarat. The dynasty was founded by Mulraj and Anhilwada was their capital city. They were the firebrand Rajput out of the four. So 1025 invasion over Somnath. You make it correct last time, 1015 I told you. 1025. So Mulraj and Anhilwada was their capital city. In 1025, Mahmud Ghazni attacked Somnath temple, the richest temple in India, in the Kathiyawad district in Gujarat. He defeated Bhima first and looted the temple. So Somnath temple was plundered by Mahmud Ghazni. Some facts about the Chauhan. They ruled northern Rajasthan and Haryana. They belonged to Shakambari cult. Their capital was also Shakambari. Shakambari. The dynasty was founded by Simharaj Chauhan. Chauhan dynasty was founded by Simharaj Chauhan. Ajay Raj Chauhan, he established the city of Ajmer. Established the city of Ajmer. So Ajmer city was established by Ajay Raj. Then rest of the story we know that the greatest ruler of this dynasty was Prithvi Raj III Chauhan. The greatest ruler of the dynasty. He became popular as Rai Pithora. Rai Pithora. He transferred the capital from Ajmer to Delhi. I told you this story. Samyukta, daughter of Jaichand, so he married Samyukta, daughter of Jaichand, against the wish of Jaichand. So Diwane Insa is a department. Vakya Navis is a post. So focus here what I am talking to. Don't go in the rest in the second roll of the PPT. PPT you can ask and read later. You can ask question again. So Chauhan, Rai Pithora. He married Samyukta, that is daughter of Jaichand against the wish. Then Prithvi Raj Chauhan had to fight two battles. Battle of Tarain, first battle of Tarain, second battle of Tarain. Muhammad Ghori defeated Prithvi Raj with the help of Jaichand. In the court of Prithvi Raj, there were two poets, Chand Bardai. I told you, if you remember, Chandra Bardai, he wrote Prithvi Raj Rasho, and Jayank, he wrote Prithvi Raj Vijay. So Chandra Bardai and Jayank. So in the second battle of Tarain 1192, Muhammad Ghori defeated Prithvi Raj with the help of Jayachandra. Tomars. They ruled Haryana and Delhi, and they founded the city of Delhi. City of Delhi, which was then called Dillika. Called Dillika. Mahipal Tomar was the greatest ruler of the dynasty. greatest ruler of the dynasty. Garhwals. The city of Delhi, which was called Dillika, was established by Tomar. So originally Delhi was established by Tomar, greatest ruler of the dynasty. Garhwal. Ruled South Rajasthan. And then with the capital Kannauj. Jayachandra was the greatest ruler and 1193 Gori killed Jayachandra in the battle of Chandavar. 1194 battle of Chandavar. Nagda was a capital. Kannauj was also capital. So even the Garhwal had a very strong ruling system extended till UP. So Chauhan and Garhwal. And now come to the Chola dynasty. Chola dynasty of southern India. This is a beautiful temple of Rajarajeshwar temple or the Brihadareshwar temple built by Rajaraj Chola. Brihadareshwar temple and Rajarajeshwar temple built by Rajaraj Chola. It was the greatest dynasty built in southern India. So there are some factual correction. So let me take the Chola state. Accordingly, you make the facts correct. Chola. So Cholas are the same as that we have seen in the ancient India. Cholas are same that we have seen in the ancient India. Sangam state. So after 1000 years, Chola power was revived. 1000 years of the gap, Chola power was revived. Cholas were parallel to Mauryans, but after 1000 years of the gap, Chola power was revived. Vijayala. He was the founder of Chola in 850 AD. Founder of Chola in 850 AD. Vijayala. Founder of Chola in 850 AD. Then Aditya Chola. Aditya Chola. He defeated the last Pallava ruler, and therefore even the small part of the Pallava dynasty has ended. So entire Pallava dynasty was captured by Chola. Pallava empire was captured by Chola. So last Pallava ruler, Aparajit. Aparajit Pallava became Parajit. And Aparajit Pallava was defeated by Chola. Aparajit Pallava was defeated by Chola. Last Chola. Last Pallava's ruler was Aparajit Pallava. Aditya Chola had constructed two Shiva temples on both the banks of Kaveri. So both sides of the Kaveri he constructed the temples. Both sides of Kaveri he constructed the temples. Two Shiva temples. Aditya Chola. Then Prantak first. So if you can remember, many times I have made the photo that this was the area of Rashtkota. Rashtkota. And this is the area of Raj of Chola. After defeating the Pallavas, area of the Raj of Chola. The capital of Chola dynasty was Tanjore. Tanjore. And capital of Rashtkota was Manikhet and Kalyani. So there was a regular conflict between Rashtrakuta and Chola. Regular conflict between Rashtrakuta and Chola. So Prantak first the Chola king faced invasion from Krishna III of the Rashtrakuta. You remember this battle only, Krishna III of Rashtrakuta. This is Battle of Takkolam. (949 AD). This is a very famous battle in southern India. Battle of Takkolam in 949 AD. Prantak first versus Krishna III. Krishna III is a Rashtrakuta ruler and Prantak first was a Chola ruler. Battle of Takkolam 949. And Krishna III defeated Prantak first. Not only defeated, but half of the Chola estate was captured by Rashtrakuta. Half of the Chola estate was captured by Rashtrakuta. So in 949 AD, Prantak first was defeated by Krishna III, and then half of the Chola estate was taken by Rashtrakuta. This is a famous battle called Battle of Takkolam. Battle of Takkolam. So this is what was the story that I was talking about. The very important story. Very important story. So you must remember this story that is called Battle of Takkolam. So you make it correct in 949 AD. So Prantak first was killed by Krishna III. So only one battle you remember, although there are two battles. Pulalur in 919, in which Prantak defeated Krishna II. But now the Krishna III defeated the Prantak and then killed. And half of the Chola estate was captured by Krishna III. Half of the Chola estate was captured by Krishna III. So that's a very important description about the Rashtrakutas and Chola. They keep on fighting for the long time. They keep on fighting for the long time. So one battle, Krishna II was of Rashtrakuta was defeated by Prantak, and then Krishna III, his son, defeated the Rashtrakuta Prantak and killed him. So Battle of Takkolam is a famous battle. 949 AD. Raj first. Chola power again revived. Chola power again bounced back under the period of Raj Chola, was the greatest of the Chola ruler? So Rajraj Chola greatest of the Chola ruler, he defeated Pandyas, Cheras, Banaj, Kadams and Western Gangas, means from east to west coast. This Rajraj first had a very powerful ruling system. Very powerful ruling system. So Rajraj first, very powerful ruling system. Rajraj first. Rajraj first, he invaded over Sri Lanka. This fact is very important. He invaded over Sri Lanka and then destroyed its capital Anuradhapur. Anuradhapur was capital of Sri Lanka. So destroyed the capital of Ceylon, Anuradhapur. He captured half of the Sri Lanka. Half of the Sri Lanka and made it a Chola province. Made it a Chola province. Chola province. The capital of this new province was Polonnaruwa. Polonnaruwa. So maybe during this time the Tamilians had entered into the northern Sri Lanka. So capital of Ceylon, Anuradhapur was destroyed. Half of the Ceylon was captured. It became a Chola province. And the capital of this new province was Polonnaruwa. So Rajraj first, greatest among all the Cholas. During his time, Rashtrakuta was also declined, and in place of Rashtrakuta, again revival of the Chalukya of Kalyani. So Chalukya of Kalyani. Chalukya of Kalyani. And this is a Chalukya of Bengi. Chalukya of Bengi. Chalukya of Kalyani and Chalukya of Bengi. Rajraj first married his daughter with Chalukya of Bengi. Married his daughter with Chalukya of Bengi. So this marriage was done between Chola and Chalukya. So Chola province, Polonnaruwa. Now you are able to understand this PPT. Bimladit of Eastern Chalukya became the son-in-law of Rajraj Chola. So he married his daughter with Bimladit of Eastern Chalukya, which is also known as Chalukya of Bengi. So he attacked Ceylon, destroyed the capital city Anuradhapur, and annexed the northern Ceylon. The capital of this northern Ceylon was Polonnaruwa. So Polonnaruwa became the new capital of the northern Sri Lanka. Rajraj Chola had many titles like Martanda Chola, Sibapad Sekhar, Mummadi Chola Dev, and Madurai Konda. These are the big titles taken by Rajraj first. Chola Martand, Sibapad Sekhar, Mummadi Chola Dev, and Madurai Konda. So Martand Chola, Sibapad Sekhar, Mummadi Chola Dev, and Madurai Konda. So there are many reforms of Rajraj Chola. He was first to introduce the system of auditing the village account. So he was first to introduce the system of auditing of village account. He was first to introduce the system of auditing the village accounts. He was not a lawmaker, but a guardian of the law. So at least you can see that Cholas were given the autonomy to the village assemblies, and the local self-government was given great importance. So local self-government was also given very importance. So he started the practice of appointing crown princes or yuvraj as the head of the either revenue or military department. So although it was a monarchy, but it was a very democratic state. Autonomy was given to village assemblies and the local self-government was given importance. He started the practice of appointing crown princes or yuvraj as the head of either revenue or the military departments. He started the practice of appointing crown prince or yuvraj as the head of either revenue or the military departments. He was first to issue Tamil inscriptions with detailed dynastic history. So he issued inscriptions in Tamil. He constructed the famous Brihadareshwar or Rajarajeshwar temple at the biggest temple in India. Famous Brihadareshwar or Rajarajeshwar temple at Tanjore, the biggest temple in India. So he constructed the famous Brihadareshwar temple or Rajarajeshwar temple at Tanjore. This is the biggest temple in India. The Biman of this temple is very high. I will tell you the description about the construction of the temple style of the various phases. Nagar style, Besar style and Dravid style. This is the earliest temple style. So he constructed the famous Brihadareshwar or Rajarajeshwar temple at Tanjore. This is the biggest temple. So the biggest thing is that the local self-government of Chola, which was autonomous. The great autonomy was given to the local self-government despite the fact that Chola was the monarch. Reforms. Then Rajendra Chola. So Rajendra Chola. So we will talk about the some important facts. So this is Chalukya of Bengi. New Chalukya. So who will take over Bengi? There was a conflict with the Chola and Chalukyas. Who will take over Bengi? So Chalukya of Kalyani considered Bengi as their feudal state. As their feudal state. Considered Bengi as their feudal state. But Chola had already placed very strongly there. So Rajaraj first. Then comes the Rajendra first. After Rajaraj first, the greatest Chalukya ruler was Rajendra. Rajendra first. So after Rajaraj first, it's Rajendra first. He was Imperial Chola. He was also known as Pandit Chola. Pandit Chola. Imperial Chola or Pandit Chola. Rajendra first. His two campaign is very important campaign. One is the campaign of Gangetic Valley. Gangetic Valley. Campaign of Gangetic Valley. So when he was invading, so who are the rulers in the northern India? So let me take some contemporary map so that you can have a better understanding. Who are the parties? This is after Rashtrakuta. This is Chalukya of Kalyani. After Rashtrakuta, Chalukya of Kalyani. Chalukya of Kalyani. This is Chola. Madurai Konda. So this is a Chola. There is a gap, huge gap. So here this is Bengi, Eastern Chalukya. Eastern Chalukya. So by the time tripartite struggle was ended, the Pal dynasty was still there in Bengal. So in Bengal we have the Pala dynasty. Pala dynasty in Bengal. And here in Madhya Pradesh we have the Parmar, Upendra, Jijak Bhukti, Chandela of Madhya Pradesh, Chandela of Madhya Pradesh here. This is Parmar. This is Parmar. And this is Chandela. In Gujarat we have Chalukya. Solanki Chalukya. Here we have Chauhan and Garhwal. And Garhwal was also extended to a very large part UK. Gadwal. They all are contemporary. Chandela, Parmar, Chauhan, Chalukya of Kalyani, Chola. So the Chola, Rajendra Chola, decided to invade over the Gangetic Valley. He had taken the aerial route. From here he goes to the Gangetic Valley and return back. This is the route taken by Rajendra Chola. This is a route taken by Rajendra Chola. Pala dynasty, invaded over Pala dynasty. Rajendra first. They all are contemporary. If you'll go before, then before Chalukya it was Rashtrakuta. Here Pratihar involved in tripartite struggle. some of the powerful dynasties. So Chola, Rajendra Chola, campaign of Gangetic Valley. He defeated the Pala ruler and then he got the title Gangai Konda. Got the title Gangai Konda. Gangai Konda. That is those who defeated the Gangetic Valley. Gangai Konda. Those who defeated the Gangetic Valley. Then Rajendra I did not harm anyone. Rajendra I returned back after defeating the Pala ruler, after going to Ganga river, and he had taken a bottle of water from the Ganga river, and then he brought back that water and then poured into the Kaveri. And there he laid the foundation of a new city, Gangai Konda Cholapuram. Gangai Konda Cholapuram, and constructed a huge Shiva temple there. Constructed huge Shiva temple there. So Pal was entire Assam was ruled. Pal had a very big ruling system. So Gangai Konda Cholapuram, and constructed a huge Shiva temple there. So he defeated the rulers of Gangetic Valley, returned the state after defeating them, and thereafter he earned the title Gangai Konda, and then Gangai Konda Cholapuram constructed huge Shiva temple there. So this was a big campaign launched by Rajendra I. A very prestigious campaign. Why I said he is an imperial Chola. So Rajendra I was an imperial Chola. Second important campaign was campaign of Southeast Asia. Campaign of Southeast Asia. This is a very glamorous campaign of Rajendra Chola. Campaign of Southeast Asia. Let me check if possible. This is something huge the Rajendra Chola had created. this is area he had taken. So in Indonesia, there was a Srivijaya Empire in Indonesia. There was Srivijaya Empire. So he started from here, Gangaikonda Cholapuram, and then entered in that area, and then he returned back from there. So Kadaram, Malaysia, and Srivijaya, Indonesia. So Kadaram was Malaysia and Srivijaya, Indonesia. So there's a huge impact he made. So his impact was there in the Pegu. Entire Andaman Nicobar was, of course, with us. This is a Malaysian empire, and here is the Indonesian empire. He returned back from South China Sea. So he made a huge impact in these areas. So he returned back from the South China Sea. So he had taken the title of Kadaram Konda after defeating the Malaysian ruler. So why he led such a massive naval campaign? Just to show and to have a direct relation with the China trade with the China. This was a big trade route dominated by Chola, entered into the state of Malacca and then going to China. So in order to have trade directly with China under the hegemony of Chola, so remove the influence of Kadaram, remove the influence of Srivijaya in trading relations with the China. So this route was followed by Rajendra I. It was a very powerful campaign. 10,015 AD, this campaign of Southeast Asia was taken up. So now it became the 1,000 years now. 1,000 years before 2015, it was a 1,000 years of the campaign. So 1,000 years before, India had a huge dominance in the South China Sea. So we have some stake in the South China Sea even today. So look at the influence of Rajendra I. Kadaram is Malaysia, Srivijaya is Indonesia. So to remove the influence of both the states in trade with China, Rajendra I went under the huge mission of the trade. So campaign of Southeast Asia, it was against Kadaram, and Srivijaya. Kadaram means Malaysia, Kadaram is Malaysia, Srivijaya is Indonesia. So campaign of Southeast Asia. Thereafter, this campaign, direct relation between Chola and China had started. Direct relation. So trade relation was re-established with the Chola. Direct relation between trade of the Chola had started. Chol-China trade. So campaign of Southeast Asia. Now you can understand this PT. So he defeated the Mahipal of Bengal and then took the title of Gangaikonda and constructed the city of Gangaikonda, Cholapuram. He completely annexed Ceylon. He captured Sri Lanka, destroyed the capital city of Subarndeep, Indonesia, called Kadaram, and took the title Kadaram Konda. The main reason behind the naval expedition of the Chola was to exercise a monopoly in trade with China. So Sri Vijaya and Kadaram and took the title of Kadaram Konda. Kadaram Konda. The main reason behind the naval expedition of the Chola was to exercise monopoly in trade with China. He was also known as Pandit Chola. So this is achievement of Rajendra I. He was the greatest ruler of the Chola dynasty. Kulothung Chola was the greatest of the dynasty. Chola Chalukya dynasty means Chola of southern India and Chalukya of Bengi. So these are the Chola Chalukya dynasty. This dynasty, actually, you understand that now this dynasty was this dynasty became one. This dynasty became one. Chol Chalukya dynasty. This is called Chol Chalukya dynasty. So Kulothung first was the first ruler of the Chol Chalukya dynasty. Kulothung he was the ruler of Chol Chalukya dynasty. Kulothung, he sent a heavy delegation, 72-member delegation, trade delegation to China. '72-member trade delegation to China. 72 member trade to China. Kulothung, he was great supporter of Lord Shiva. But he was against the Vishnu worshipper. He was against Vishnu worshipper. So Kulothung was against Vishnu worshipper. Kulothung, he expelled Ramanujacharya. A famous Vaishnav Sant, Ramanujacharya. He expelled from the Chola estate. Expelled from the Chola estate. Ramanujacharya expelled from the Chola estate. Vaishnav Sant. It was said that Ramanujacharya, he was having a statue of Govind, and that statue of Govind was thrown out of the Chola estate. It was put into the Indian Ocean. Ramanujacharya brought this statue back and put there in the Andhra Pradesh, where we have the magnificent Tirumala temple, Tirupati temple. So this is how the statue of the Govind was preserved again. So Vaishnav Sant. Ramanujacharya. He was a staunch supporter of Saivism. And persecuted Ramanujacharya, a great Vaishnav Sant. Ramanujacharya, he propounded Visishta Advait. This is the philosophy, Visishta Advait. Kulothung founded the Kulothunga Cholapuram. Modern Visakhapatnam is earlier known as Kulothung Cholapuram. Modern Visakhapatnam was earlier known as Kulothung Cholapuram. He introduced a gold coin in his name called Kulothung Magda. Kulothung Magda is a gold coin. Kulothung Magda is a gold coin. So this gold coin was issued by Kulothung. This is the Chol Chalukya dynasty. You understand this Chol Chalukya dynasty? The Chalukya of Bengi, on which Chola had absolute control. Now the joint ruling system had started. So this is a Kulothung, and then Ramanujacharya. He was against the Vaishnav Sant. He only followed the Saiva Sant. So Chol Chalukya conflict with the Western Chalukya. No, this is the Eastern Chalukya. Eastern Chalukya and Chola got integrated. Eastern Chalukya got integrated. So Chola administration. The unique aspects of the Chola administration was the absolute autonomy granted to the village assemblies. That experiment of some kind was made by Raj first. So absolute autonomy granted to the village assemblies. Absolute autonomy was granted to the village assemblies. The unique aspect of the administration was the absolute autonomy granted to the village assemblies. It is said that Cholas were the founding father of the local self-government. So, we will talk about the Chola administration and its entire calculation after a break. Take the lunch and then we'll talk about the Chola administration. We may start the Maratha and the Bhakti Shufi as well. So, we'll talk about this. So, Chola administration.